On this video, we're going to be looking at some quotes from the Sabine Wren live action actress regarding her looking at the Rebels version of the character as we're getting hyped up for Ahsoka. Now, speaking of Ahsoka, that means Mando Talk companion podcast is going to be coming back. As I watch the Ahsoka episodes, I'm going to be releasing a companion podcast breaking all of those episodes down starting on August 23rd with Ahsoka's 2-episode premiere. So make sure you search for Mando Talk, and I'll also include the links to the Mando Talk podcast down in the description below, and subscribe to us on podcast platforms. Apple and Spotify. Those are the main two podcast platforms that I'm talking about. So click those links down in the description, subscribe to that podcast so you're ready to go for those companion podcasts coming out beginning on August 23rd. So anyway, let's get to this video. We're going to be looking at some quotes from the actress for Sabine Wren, and that actress is Natasha Liu Bordezo, and I probably butchered some names, and that's something that I always do. So you're used to it. If you're a subscriber, you're used to it. Now, one of the things I do want to point out is this actress has teased what Sabine is up to these days. It says she's been through a lot. She's still a stubborn cookie. The only thing that Sabine is thinking about is the obligation she has towards Ezra Bridger. But that's not really the content of this video that I want to discuss. She was asked, how are you balancing looking at the Rebels version of the character versus what you're bringing to the character? And here's the quote. I loved Taya Sircar's Sabine. I loved the energy, the sarcasm, and playfulness that really made Sabine Sabine. But obviously, it's a delicate balance because I never want to try to copy someone. I want to be inspired by the energy they put into the character and then make the role my own. And I have to say, personally, I love that quote. I love the fact that she loves the Taya Sircar Sabine from Rebels, but she wanted to make this character her own. Now, I fully believe, and I think this is actually a quote coming later in this article, that she studied, that she looked at Sabine Wren's performance in Rebels, and she used that as inspiration, but now she's making the character her own in this live-action portrayal. So let's continue looking at these quotes, and here we go. And of course, I watched everything, including the original films, The Mandalorian, and of course, Rebels. But I didn't watch anything after we started filming because otherwise it gets too much. You want to have space, take all the experiences and memories and inspirations from everything you've watched, and then let the live action you're creating find its own truth, its own journey. And I love those creative thoughts and ideas that she's portraying there in those quotes. And like I said, clearly, she did her homework. She watched Rebels. Rebels is really the main thing that I wanted to hear her say that she took a look at. It's easy to take a look at the original films. It's easy to take a look at The Mandalorian because those are just classics at this point. And I'll include The Mandalorian as classics. The first 2 seasons, phenomenal Star Wars. Season 3 had great moments, iffy here and there, but regardless, Rebels is what I really wanted to hear her say that she took a look at, and it sounds like she did. Just to have, and she continues to talk about Dave Filoni in these quotes, just to have the creator around every day is a luxury. He's like this bottomless pit of knowledge and the guardian of the story and the characters. Also, he really just trusted us. While we'd go to him for guidance, he'd also say, you are Sabine, so whatever you instinctually feel is right is right. So Dave Filoni was there to help her along the way, make some creative decisions, but it sounds like this Sabine Wren and Natasha had some freedom regarding this character to where we're really going to get Sabine Wren from her perspective, and I love that. I can't wait for this series. I can't wait to see this portrayal. What do you think of these quotes? Are you excited for Ahsoka? Let me know down in the comments. Subscribe if you're new here. Subscribe if you love Star Wars, and I'll see you on the next video. As always, we have spoken.